How they look today, Coach?
We're making strides. I think, like I said, Monday was better than Thursday. I was anxious to see what would happen today. We're getting close to the midway point. Second practice this week, just with a day off instead of really 3 days from last week. So it's really a strain. Guys are looking forward probably to scrimmaging a little bit more to the scrimmage, but the energy level is better, and I think we're making strides.
Are they taking to teaching really well?
Yeah, I think so. My voice is a little bit cracked up today, but it's good. We're throwing a lot of things at them and trying to get some things installed so that they can have the opportunity to execute and play Saturday without coaches on the field. And so they have to make decisions. They got to be able to do some things in front of a crowd, and that's what Friday's practice will be about. Really, kind of just to tune up. We've gone pretty good here the last couple days, and Friday we won't go as long, giving them opportunity to really know what they're doing for Saturday, so we can really get some real evaluations going as far as the position battles that are going on now.
One of the stadium options presented today was completely tearing down Kyle Field, which would probably mean playing on the road for a year. Could there be positives in that, playing in Reliant Stadium for a season? I know Kyle Field is special, but could there be positives from that?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that announcement today. I've been so wrapped up in what I'm doing. I'm like you guys. That's great. I don't know what the logistics are. We've got that's a higher issue than me. So those decisions are not going to be made by the football coach. I know that there's different companies out there doing evaluations on what we need to do, and whatever the decision is, we're gonna abide by it, knowing ultimately that you're going to be in one of the finest facilities in the country. So whatever happens happens. I'm looking at the end result, and based on the company that is in charge of this project. You look at some of the facilities that they've dealt with, they've built. They're some of the finest ones in the world. So those decisions will be made by somebody else. But whatever they are, we're gonna figure out what we're doing.
How do you think C-Mike's progressing?
Well, it's hard to tell. We're not tackling him. So he's way ahead of where I thought he would be. Dealing with Case last year. Case's injury was really the second or third week of the football season, and he looking at when C-Mike hurt his knee later in the year, and to come back and to be out there doing anything at all is really remarkable. Case didn't do much until the last week of spring football. Us moving spring football back has helped him a little bit too, and but I think physically he's chomping at the bit. We're giving him some snaps in some non-live situations, and it's really given him an opportunity to really process the information and process the offense, and so from that standpoint, I'm glad he's out there, and I'm glad he's able to move around and practice.
How do the other running backs look?
They're all right. They're good. We're moving along. We're Ben's solid. Randolph is hit and miss. He's got a wealth of talent. He's just got to put it all together. He's a young guy. Protection is an issue for him, making sure he hits the right hole, passing up cuts. But he's young, he's a freshman. He's a young guy. But he's got real explosive speed and talent. Brandon Williams, like I said, I'm glad he's here. So, whether or not he plays next year is not up to us. But he certainly has 3 years of eligibility. Either way it goes. So, we've got some talent there. We'd love to see Will come on and the light come on for him to be consistent. And that's the whole deal. We, as a team, we talked about after practice today just being a more consistent football team, taking advantage of opportunities and not giving things away. And we just got to be more consistent. And he's one of those guys, but he's young. So we it's the guys who are old. That are seniors or fifth-year guys that are inconsistent, that's when you're really concerned.
For those backs coming in that have been here before, what's their biggest adjustment to your system and the way things, or is there
I don't
much
know.
of an adjustment?
I don't know. I don't know what they were taught before. So,
No.
I mean, we're just teaching them what we do.
Last year, there was a lot of focus on balance and offense. Do you feel it has to be balanced, game in, game out, run, pass, that sort of thing?
No.
It's easy.
Are you starting to
I've
find,
answered that question a million times.
what about D-line? You starting to find players who are stringing together practices consistently?
You know, it's been up and down. We've played some shuffleboard, trying to challenge some guys. You know, I think Ennis has really, you know, he's working hard at it, and he's getting better every day. You know, Shaven Hatton had a really tough start. You know, but again, he's a freshman, and so you know he's in there, and it was really difficult on him. Today it was the first day he really made a stride, I thought, physically, just to become more physical. But like I said, he's young. I think our ends are really, really competing, particularly at the rush with DeMontre and Brandon Alexander. Some really talented guys there. Ivan Robinson has shown some real toughness. I'm a little concerned about his weight, being inside at 260 or so. He's light, but we got some time for him to eat and get a little bit bigger. And if he'll be that tough, you know, he's just got to be a little bit bigger to be, you know, to play in there. You know, it's just different from being in a 3-4 and playing a 4-eye and taking on double teams all the time. And a nose guard to really having a shade. It's easiest on those guys because they were playing in there on their noses. But those three techniques, you know, we didn't do a whole lot of that before, and you got really linebackers with their hands on the ground out there and rush. So they've made the transition. I would have expected for them to be behind last week. I can tell them that now, even after I yelled at them last week. But they're you know, we're not the we're not where we need to be, but they're getting better.
You kind of touched on it at the beginning, but can you sense some excitement from the players to kind of get out in front of a few of the fans on Saturday in the scrimmage? And
I think so. I think they're excited to get in front of the fans. I think they're excited to have me not yelling at them too, because it's just been pretty hectic out there right now. It's warm. You know, the weather has really helped us, I think, from a conditioning standpoint, and the ability to be able to practice and maintain focus in that heat. You know, that's what football in Texas is all about. So that'll pay dividends for us, I think. But there's no doubt if I'm anxious to see Saturday. We'll give them some pretty simple plans, some base plans, and figure out what's going on. You know, I think just looking at it that who can execute and who can't, and you know we'll go into Saturday and we'll probably throw the ball a lot more than run it. Just number one, we need to get our quarterbacks evaluated. We can teach them how to hand the ball off in one day, but we've got to be able to have them go through their progressions, see blitzes, be able to get through their reads, and so we'll probably put it up in the air quite a bit Saturday.
couple more.
In terms of the indoor complex, you talk about the heat and helping conditioning. Would the idea to be use it just in case it's thundering outside or raining or something along those
That's
lines?
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
if we're not going to skip, and if something happens Saturday, then we'll go inside.
yeah, I guess overall, all of your practices,
All the practices.
just the indoor complex would just be used for bad weather, correct?
Bad weather right now. Yeah. Yep. It's nice and cool in there. We do our walkthroughs in there.
How's the energy on special teams?
Good. You know, we're working punt today, so we've got punt installed and working some different looks. I think that's coming along good. I was real pleased with the guys that were working punt return today. Obviously, Dustin was back there, but Jacobs was a really good punt returner in junior college. He's smooth. McNeil is really smooth back there. We got 5 guys back there I think can catch it. So it's better than my first year at Houston where we couldn't have anybody to catch it. And it's just, it's one of those things you just assume you have, and sometimes you don't. But again, that's another situation. It's pretty relaxed back there, and we'll punt some balls and get people in the stadium and not go live. But I'm just anxious to see how some people react in front of the crowd. Punters and kickers will kick field goals and extra points as we go.
You feel like you're going to be okay at kicker from what you've seen so far, just a week into it?
I'm waiting to see. So it's like about everything here. We still got, you know, I can't base my opinion on last week when some guys were really struggling and some guys were getting, I mean, it's a consistency thing. So we'll be able to figure that out. You know, we'll probably be well into 2 days to figure that out.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it,
Thank
Coach.
you.